DoctorAche reviews First Man. Alright, my short review is that this movie was gripping. You're hooked throughout the whole movie. The acting is wonderful and the writing is great. The effects are outstanding, and this movie just did it all right. Writing, I give a 7 out of 10. A lot of great show don't tell with how characters feel and what they're thinking. Great writing of characters and dialogue in general, and the whole movie just keeps you hooked and guessing, and you just don't know what's going to happen, what the next problem is going to be. Beginning, I give an 8. The opening is terrific, totally hooked, great acting. You get to see Neil Armstrong, played by Ryan Gosling. You get to see Neil's quick thinking and reflexes and decision making. Totally gripping. It's great. The ending, I give a 6. The entire moon landing was so captivating, edge of your seat stuff. When they get back down to Earth, Neil and his wife, you see them together, and it sort of implies that they're going to work everything out and everything's going to, turn out good for them. Characters, I give a 6. Everyone is believable and has proper motivations. The only character I really didn't like was Buzz Aldrin. They portrayed him as like this jerk saying harsh, unjustified things, and I just didn't think he was like that. Also, they make Neil Armstrong out to be this brooding introvert after his daughter dies of cancer, which is understandable. And it may be true about, these two characters, these two people, but it just felt like they were sort of, I didn't like how much they were cramming it in, I felt like they were like really forcing it on you. Performances, I give an 8. Some of the best high-stakes acting I may have ever seen. Ryan Gosling is a terrific actor. He, in my opinion, is one of the best actors out there right now. I mean, he was La La Land, Blade Runner 2049, now this, along with tons of other great films he's done. He's just really good. All the actors in this movie were really good. Timing, I give an 8. Some of the best pacing in a movie this gripping. From the opening scene to the final scene, this movie just has you on a hook. And even in like the low stakes scenes, it keeps you on that hook. You're just waiting for, the next scene. Great job, movie. The only problem I saw was during Apollo 11, the actual moon landing mission. If you know your history, then the movie sort of loses a little bit of suspense because it turns out successful. But the scenes are still really thrilling and really great acting and special effects and everything. The directing, the sound, everything just worked great. Speaking of sound, the sound was amazing throughout, especially in the scene when they open the airlock to walk onto the moon. It just goes completely silent. It's just this pressing silence, and it's great. The score, I'm giving a 6. Score did a very good job. Visuals are getting an 8 from me. Really great special effects. Great camera placement as well, to show the audience everything they need to see and understand while also staying engaged in the action. Believability and relatability, this really happened, so I really can't give a rating to that because, it happened. The whole movie had really great realistic effects and acting, so, I guess I could give it a thumbs up for that. Editing, 6. Really great cuts in editing. A few scenes I felt the camera was a little too close to the characters' faces, like during dialogue, but it didn't happen often, so, I'm not going to give it too much slack on that. Antagonist, I'm giving an 8. The USSR and the space race as a whole is what I'm quantifying as the antagonist, and so many things go wrong, and it's so stressful trying to, them trying to do this, especially, before the Soviets do, because the Soviets have been beating them every step of the way up to Apollo 11. Twist, there really is no twist as long as you know the history, what happened. I didn't know that Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin weren't the initial intended two to go up to the moon. So when the three men got burned in the fire, got killed in the fire, I was shocked. Also, the fact that Neil put his daughter's bracelet on the moon could be considered a twist, I guess, if you didn't know that. I didn't know that, if it actually is true. It did not make me cry, so no points for that. Production value is an 8. This movie looked great, spared no expense, got great actors, great editing, great directing, great writing, great everything. Overall enjoyability, I'm giving an 8. It was gripping. I know I keep saying that, but it really was. I was on the edge of my seat whole movie. Rewatchability / recommendability, I'm giving an 8. I cannot wait to see this movie again, and I really recommend you go see it. Now for the pros and cons. Pros: acting, directing, writing, editing, effects, suspense, realism, show don't tell, score. Specifically, Neil's interview to be a candidate for the Gemini was terrific. All the questions and the answers he gave, it was just great. Great responses by Gosling to the questions, and the acting was just amazing. Great showing time pass throughout the movie by showing the children getting older instead of just having, boom, it's 1965, boom, it's 1967. Like, really great show don't tell with that. Also, Neil getting himself out of all those life-threatening situations is enthralling. And there's this great line by him. We need to make these mistakes down here so we don't make them up there. Great line. Also, this movie asks a question twice in this movie, a big question. At what cost? It's asked in the very beginning before anything bad happens, before the movie starts, basically. And then it's asked at the end, just before they get up to the moon. It's asked if it's been worth it. At what cost? After we've seen all these things go wrong, all these great men die in the attempt at something great. And it's great. Really, really great, thrilling movie. Really like this movie. Now for the cons. The portrayal of Buzz Aldrin as the stoic... The portrayal of Buzz Aldrin as this just kind of a jerk, I didn't really like that. I mean, maybe he was, I don't know, but it seemed like they were kind of hammering that in. Also, the stoicism of Armstrong, along with the loss of a bit of tension for Apollo 11. Those are really the only cons. Yeah. Final thoughts. Really great movie about one of the most difficult and strenuous accomplishments in human history. Rating, I give a 7 out of 10, but it was really tight. On further viewings, it's very likely that I will bump it up to an 8. This concludes my review of First Man. If you'd like to see my other reviews, click the thingies. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any suggestions for future reviews, let me know those as well. And I hope you tune in to the next one.